I just need to check one thing. nameyourselfjame.com. It's my preferred way to get to the website now.
Kinda dropped off all the things I love. Like I need a traffic jam to keep in touch. I can't focus on the words unless my hands are busy. I can't give up on the world or I will leave this city. And it's way too broad what I'm trying to say, but I write it down and let it go. And it's hard to know all the words I need to explain my heart in a single note.
Hello, and welcome to WayTooBroad, a show and tell program for really, really ridiculously excited grown-ups. I'm Hannah, and these are my co-hosts, Erin and Ben. Hi, Erin.
Hello, Hannah. Hello, Ben.
Hello.
Hello, Ben. What did you want to say in the middle of the silence?
Nothing. It's not important.
We do room tone before we start, and it took Ben probably about a full, 5 to 7 seconds to realize that's what we were doing. So
He opened his mouth to say something and then realized we were doing room tone and put his hands up. Very funny. Good stuff.
Very funny. Good stuff. Okay, so I have an upfront. Let's do what are we drinking?
What are those? Drinks.
Erin, what are you drinking?
That's what we should call the segment. What are those?
What are those?
I have ice water. I have a coffee. Oh, I have something I want to say about the coffee. And I have a protein shake. Let me tell you about this coffee. So this is a coffee brand roaster called Black and White. And it's a little expensive, but it's a treat. And so I got this coffee, and the tasting notes are like cinnamon, lemon shortbread, cream cheese frosting. And the thing with coffee tasting notes is that I'm like, that's nice that someone tastes that stuff. It just tastes like coffee to me, you know? And it's a matter of like, do I like it or not? You know, is it a coffee I want to keep drinking? So, but this coffee, I'm like hit with the cinnamon. I'm like, what? How is this possible? I'm just like overloaded with cinnamon from this coffee. I'm like, this coffee tastes like I put cinnamon in it. This is crazy. Like I've never experienced that where the thing that the bean is supposed to evoke is what I actually taste. So I'm just like freaking out about this until I look it up and I realize it's actually like fermented with literal cinnamon. So the cinnamon I'm tasting is just literal cinnamon.
But it's not like they put the flavor in. Like I the only coffee I ever taste the taste is like there's like a coconut cream one we like, and that one obviously
it's like flavored.
It's flavored, but this isn't flavored. It's fermented with cinnamon sticks.
Yeah, it's like it has cinnamon. In the like part of the coffee making process, the bean process.
Cool.
Processing process.
Processing process. Yeah. Very cool.
So that's what I got. A little cinnamon coffee.
What is it called?
It's called Black and White. Is the roaster? Let me find the name of this. And white coffee. I can't just type Black and White in Google and expect it to hit with. Excuse me. Getting pop-ups. It is the Esteban Zamora Anaerobic. So it's expensive. It's like $20 for 12 ounces. I spent a little less on it. I got it from a local place. Yeah, check this out. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Poop, poop,
poop, poop, poop. Okay, yeah. Everything other than the coffee cherry skin is added to the Grain Pro bags and combined with 1 kilo of cinnamon powder for every 46 kilos of coffee cherry. This mixture ferments in an anaerobic environment for 6 days, no idea what that means, before being moved to concrete patios to begin drying.
I believe anaerobic means without access to oxygen.
Oh.
Maybe I made that up, though.
No, that's real. That's true.
So what does fermenting with anaerobic mean?
Fermenting without oxygen.
I think oxygen is not
Which I think is what all I was going to say, I think it's what all fermenting is. So it means like maybe they're just adding fancy words to make it sound better fermenting.
So so it ferments with coffee, with cinnamons, which is why it tastes like cinnamons.
Nice.
Plural, every
cinnamon.
Every cinnamon.
Cool. Ben, what are you drinking?
Water. Iced.
iced water.
1 or 2?
2, but one's already empty. Consistent.
Yes, very consistent. We are recording this at midday on a Saturday, so I am drinking. I don't know why this is related, but I'm drinking Coke Zero. Excuse me.
Classic midday Saturday drink.
Midday Saturday drink.
Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, excuse me, which is the new version of Coke Zero that it says now more delicious on the front of it.
Is it more delicious?
Yeah, it's. I liked Coke Zero before, so I think it tastes less like a diet soda, which is good for other people. I don't care at all. But yeah, I had a coffee too, but I finished it before we started.
I topped off my coffee. Before we started.
I also had. We went to the farmer's market this morning. I topped off my toffee.
We went to the farmer's market this morning.
And one of the stands had ground cherries, or they were calling them husk cherries.
Ugh.
But
Gross.
I have to say, I liked them better than the ones that Mom grew. No offense,
Those
Mom.
were bad.
Wow.
They had a lot less funk. I have like a whole bag of them remaining downstairs. They were smaller and they were sweeter in general. I've only had a few, but I really like them. I mean, I liked the ones at Mom's house too. So, but yeah, our mother grew ground cherries this year as well. They're really cool looking too.
They're cool looking, but they taste like shit.
I like.
You know what they say: the smaller the cherry, the sweeter the bite.
Yep. Oh, wow. Look at this pretty necklace based on ground cherries. Wow. Hold on.
This was relevant about ground cherries because Aunt Brown was Marco Poloing the family about her ground cherries, which apparently taste like shit.
They tasted fine. They just have a little funk to them. And if you eat too many of them, they're poisonous, you know? But they taste fine.
They taste so bad.
They tasted good.
They are so bad.
You know, this reminds me, if we're done on the ground cherries that taste like shit, I have a small friend. I got mildly obsessed yesterday, and I'm not quite sure why. I came across a video about how paintballs are made, and I come to find out
they're
made
food.
Out of they're the food. They're made out of entirely food-safe material. And I just found myself just being obsessed about that. And I have a friend who lives in Germany who does a lot of paintball tournaments, and I was WhatsApping him, and our text group was like, Jason, send me a video of you eating a paintball. I just really wanted him to, and then Sarah was like, do not do this. So I ended up watching people eating paintballs on YouTube, and it looks gross. It seems universally disgusting, but I just feel really compelled. Like I really want to eat a paintball.
You know, I watched the video.
Tell me about your thoughts here.
I watched the video that you posted, and I think the outside looks so delicious, especially when it's in liquid form. It looks like honey, like nice thick honey, and then even in the gel form, I would still totally eat that. But the paint, I bet, is gross.
It's gross. I feel like they should, and the paint
and they add sweeteners to it.
And they add sweeteners. I would like someone to make a candy that is exactly like paintballs, except maybe they make the insides a little more delicious.
There was one thing that really stuck out to me there, though, which is that in the filling, they said they thicken the filling with crayon wax.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that edible also?
What is crayon
There's wax that's edible.
Wax? I'm assuming wax for crayons.
Oh, crayon.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying, like, the first 4 letters of cranberry. I mean, I know
cranberry wax. The famous crayon wax. Oh, you were saying crayon. She was like you
were saying
subtly
crayon.
Oh, you're saying crayon? I thought, you mean crayon.
It was okay, I'm not saying it wasn't stupid. It was an honest misunderstanding. And I say crayon. Do you guys not say crayon?
No.
Crayon.
I say crayon. I say it's one syllable for me.
It's a stupid word. I think it's a stupid word, and I avoid saying
so stupid she's stepping far away from her mic.
I had to turn the ceiling fan on. Fan.
I've eaten crayons and I'm alive, so it probably wouldn't kill you.
You know why it's one syllable for me? It's because there is no other thing that's called crayons, so it doesn't matter that I say it with one syllable.
At the beginning of cranberry, which apparently is very confusing.
I was like, cranberry flavored wax sounds
I'm
nice.
amazed it sounded different enough for you to not like. To me, the two people saying it as two syllables versus one syllable barely sounds any different.
I don't know what to say.
She's got a very finely attuned ear, and you're going to need to say precisely what you mean, or she's not going to pick it up.
I'm not good with subtext
or context. Wax.
Wait, but I have another question. Oh, I have like a comment about the farmer's market. I'm not necessarily looking for a whole workshop on it right now, but something that I realized today.
Just keep going.
Something that I realized today is that I don't know how to make friends as an adult. Like all of the friends I have, I've had since I was either a child, like you guys, or in school, right? Or like work friends.
Work friends, yeah.
The newest friend I have is one of my best friends, Katie, who I met at work, and we sat next to each other, and so like we're friends now. And like I have friends from this like current job too, but even anyway, there's this one farm stand that's there every month at our local farmers market, and we know like where their farm is. It's very close to us. They're super nice. Always, like, we clearly are the same types of people. The first time that we met her, she had on like a shirt that was like no human is illegal, like all the like it was like that sign, but like more aggressive language, and like
no fucking human is fucking illegal, like that.
And like she was there to I don't know, like I understand that sometimes people make fun of those signs and stuff, but also like the fact that she was wearing it to be there selling her product and like dealing with customers, to me felt like a pretty strong statement of her beliefs, you know? And like,
or her only clean t-shirt.
And like she remembers us every month when we go, and like we clearly like we talk for longer every time, and I'm just like, how do we, but then it's like I'm still in the midst of a customer service interaction, so and people will come up and they want to buy stuff, and so I'm just like eventually I'm just like, okay, see you next month, and we walk away, and like that's as far as we ever get. And you can't just be like, let me get your number in like a platonic way, like that's like not a thing that adults do.
I think she needs to make the first move because you're in a position of power. You're in a power dynamic ever so slightly. So she needs to make the first move in this friendship.
I think but ask her out, pretend you're swingers.
Either way.
Well,
either my advice or Ben's advice.
Has a partner, but I don't know.
Perfect.
I don't know.
More than
maybe they are.
Say that.
And then also, like, there was another person walking around who works at the library, and they gave us, like, a flyer about a gardening class. It was, like, really exciting because we were, like, so into that right now, trying to plan for our garden. And I was like, that person also seems like I want to be friends with them. But I was just like, well, thanks. And they, like, stopped and were like, thank you for taking my flyer. Like, we were clearly having a nice, friendly interaction. But then I was just like,
that
okay, bye.
That sounds so natural and friendly and nice.
They literally said that to me because I think maybe because they were walking around with flyers, so I think a lot of people were just like, no thank you, thinking they were like soliciting or something, but they were just giving out flyers for a class at the library. So I don't know. I just don't know how to make friends. Like it's not like a big problem in my life, but it was today. I was like, oh, this is a thing about me now. Like making friends in adulthood is not easy.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
I think, is it because we have our routines and it's just like loathed? Like having a new friend is like, you have to like go out of your routine, and
honestly, I feel like that's a big part of it.
I find the best way the most consistent way of accumulating new friends as an adult is like when my friends date somebody. Yeah. And that replicates when they break up with that person and then they start dating new people, because then it like multiplies. It's like cell division. Like truly, a lot of my friends is like, oh, how do you know each other? Ooh, they used to date another friend of mine.
Yeah, you know what? Those friends, those serial dating friends, those are the heroes of friend groups everywhere, I think.
Yes, I believe so. I feel like you also recruit friends by being like asking your friends to bring their friends that you don't know and seeing if you get get off with them. I didn't
get off.
That's.
So we're talking about swinging again, though.
Yeah, sorry. That was in Ben's example. My example, get on with them.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we might try to get to they have like a weekly farm stand that they do at their farm. So, but it's always on Saturday mornings and we always like sleep in and forget about it. So maybe we'll start going to that. And then I think it's going to have to take like us interacting in some way that is not like a customer service interaction. And like whether that is coincidental or instigated by them is to be determined. But
I'll keep us updated.
I will, totally.
Best of luck.
She's not the one that gave us ground cherries. They made their own tea this month, though. They always have such fun stuff. It's really cool.
Wow, cool.
Yeah.
Maybe bring them a present.
A present. Maybe.
What
maybe when we grow.
Is that?
Oh my god, we are workshopping this.
I know.
Despite everything you said, we absolutely are workshopping this.
I see what you meant now.
Yeah. It really just crept up on me.
I believe what the wording you said was, I don't want to workshop the farmer's market.
I don't think.
It was
No, I think she said, we don't need to workshop this or something.
I was like, I don't necessarily want to do a
maybe
workshop on this right now.
Okay. I don't know. In my head, there was something about workshopping the farmer's market specifically. And
yeah, me
confused.
too. I thought it was in the context of the farmer's market, but the context had not yet been revealed to us.
Exactly.
I don't want to workshop the farmer's market is I should have said that. Yeah.
Yeah, bring her a present. A little bit of a peace offering of like respectfully. I feel like she makes her own tea. Maybe if y'all make something interesting or you make a fun craft.
Yeah. That's
maybe
idea.
like a wood burning of their farm logo or something fun. You know what I mean? Something kind of like a little bit on the intimate side, but not a boundary pusher.
Ooh.
Oh, try and form a professional relationship where you're making little doodads for them to sell at their farmer's market.
That's a great thought because they have some merch, I think, but maybe they could use some more.
And now, what if you become good enough friends, they start listening to the podcast and listen to this episode where we workshopped how to become friends with them?
Well, then
they're gonna love that.
That is what it is. Yeah, they'll be charmed by that, hopefully, at that point. Yeah.
If they're the right type of people. And you know what? If they're not, you can leave right now.
Exactly. Goodbye. See you never.
I feel like our backlog is intimidating enough that probably no one dares. No one dares venture into the backlog and just like live in the present.
I hope so. All right, cool. So, well, thank you for that. Their logo is really cute, so maybe I will do that.
Yeah, cool. Let us know. Keep us updated. We'll have a friend update, adult friend update segment every time.
Okay, cool. Well, no, I don't agree to that, but all right. Let's see. Should we pop in? Do we have other upfronts?
Okay.
Erin, did you say I had an upfront?
It was the eating paintballs.
It was the paintballs. Okay, cool.
I want to eat paintballs. Nothing else.
Thank you for admitting that. It's very brave.
Hey, I have no shame. I'll tell anybody that.
Cool. All right, cool. Well, should we pop in then to Erin's obsession? You're very excited about it.
Yeah. So this is a musical artist that I'm obsessed with this week. I would like to give a shout out to my sister-in-law, Claire, who told me about this musical artist. Her name is the musical artist, not my sister-in-law. Her name is Luz, spelled Luz. Did either of you watch that music video I posted in WayTooBroad channel?
Yes.
Nope.
Did you watch it, Ben? Well, great. We're going to watch it together.
Great.
Where even is it?
I'll just repost it.
Is it the author?
You
I found it.
Yes. Official video. Yeah,
Erin,
let's watch it. Oh, I'll cast it.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Did.
And I really love. Well, okay, that's a good music video, but it's not my favorite song. So maybe I'll do my favorite song. That way, Hannah, you can do a new one. Okay.
Into the city as we walked out the door. Removed your jacket in the silence you wore. That's all I ever ask you for. Oh no, counting houses the street where we lay, devoid of color and too neatly arranged to see me painted anyway. And oh, how, oh no, 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 oh no, oh no, no, no. You know we could frame it and hang it upon the wall.
I like that song a lot.
Yeah.
Aaron, I might put a clip in of that.
Oh, great, yeah.
I think it might get us muted on YouTube, but I've never seen any other consequences for it, so I don't really care.
Cool. Great.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That was really great. C+.
Yep.
Wow, beautiful. Yeah, so Luce is a singer-songwriter who lives in Ireland. Her music's all very gay, and she doesn't have a ton of music out. I think there's like, I don't know, maybe 6 total songs on Spotify.
Is she Irish or just lives?
She's
in
Irish.
Okay.
Yeah, no, she's Irish. She's Irish. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 total songs that she has, and then some different versions of those songs, and they're all great. I just like have been like in that zone where day one I was like totally I've been totally obsessed and like listening to like pretty much exclusively her music, but it's gotten to the point where like now I want to listen to it, but I'm a little sick of it, and I want her to have more of it, and it's great. So I would recommend checking her out on Spotify and YouTube. Her the author is one of her most popular songs, and the music video to that is really great and sweet. So a strong rec for that. And actually, I saw those actors in that lyric video we just watched for Counting Houses. So Counting Houses is my favorite. I think Permanent Plus One is like my second favorite, and The Author is my third favorite. And I like really, really, really love all those songs.
I love there's a lyric in there that is in the chorus. Removed your jacket in the silence you wore.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love that too.
It's a standout for me.
And I also love the, we can frame it and hang it up on the wall. I think that's just really, really beautiful.
Yeah. That's a good song. It's a nice lyric video, too.
Mm-hmm.
I'll also put a link to it along with the audio clip. I'll put a link to that video that we just watched. Did you put one in Slack?
No, I didn't. Yeah, I think she's I think a great lyricist, a great songwriter. I think she co-produces her music too, which is really neat. And her voice is amazing on some of the other songs. You can really hear that she has like amazing voice control as well. So I just, I stan. I just stan.
That's cool. Maybe
it's Maybelline.
She's born with it. Maybe she'll put out some new music soon.
Yeah, I was also thinking she plays a lot of shows in Dublin, which is where my parents live. Ah. So maybe when I go and visit them, I could time it up to go see Luce live.
That would be awesome.
Flip.
Flip, take a sip.
Because I took a sip of my water right after I said flip.
That was a rhyming action that you did.
That was incredible. Good narration, man. That's all I got. That's all I really have to say about that. It's good stuff. We like to hear it.
We love to hear it. Yeah.
We love to hear it.
I'll listen to more. I will say I liked that song. I liked the video for The Author, but I did like that song better.
Yeah, definitely. So. I do love The Author. I think it's a great song, but Counting Houses is just such a jam. And Permanent Plus One has that same kind of like pleasing, the way her the cadence of the lyrics are just like really add a lot of like rhythm and texture. That also happens in Permanent Plus One.
Permanent Plus One.
And it's a sweet song.
Nice. Cool. Well, great obsession, Erin.
Thank you.
I love it. You love to see it. Should we pop into Ben?
Ben.
You love to see it.
What?
Well, I don't have a strong obsession this week, but I'll talk about something from a couple weeks ago that I don't think I talked about on the podcast, which is a board game. Did I talk about Wingspan?
No.
Okay, I'll talk about
But
Wingspan.
I've heard of it and I want to play it.
It's really fun. We got it a few weeks ago, and it's a burb game. It's a game about burbs. It's
board game or burp game?
It's a burp game.
It's a burp board game.
It's a board game about burbs.
burp game.
Burp game. And it's really hard to explain exactly how it works. So I'm going to do broad strokes, which is that it's a...
Way too broad strokes.
Also, apparently, the fun fact about this game is apparently it was the first game that the woman who designed it ever designed. She just like played a bunch of board games and was like, I think I could do a better job of this, and made a board game, and it was like really fucking good.
Wow. One of the really fucking good.
One of the really fucking good ones. And basically, it's an engine building game, is the genre, Alex Trebek style. Genre. The genre of game is engine building. Rest in peace, Alex Trebek. And you build your engine of burbs. You build your burb engine. You got like a mat in front of you, and you're basically playing burbs in different habitats. And it costs food to play the burbs, but then also to play more burbs, you have to lay eggs on other burbs first, and then hatch the eggs to play more burbs. And one of my favorite random little details about the game is that the eggs, first of all, the eggs look like little chocolate candies, which is maybe not great for kids.
That's gonna be a problem for me.
But also, they come in like 5 or 6 different colors, and the colors do not matter for the game. Like, it's just for flavor, so you can take like whatever shit.
Flavor.
It's just for fun. You just pick whatever colors you want, so you can have like a multicolored eggs all over your board by the end, which is really fun.
I love that.
Yeah, it's great. And you also get to, drawing burbs is fun. It has like every bird in North America in it. It's actually only North America for this initial one. There are expansions for other parts of the world, but it's a lot of fucking birds. And like every bird card has a fun fact about the bird on it. So it's just like so fun, because like even if you're not doing well, you still get to like draw birds and read fun burb facts.
Nice.
Are there any birds that don't have a fun fact? Like maybe it's just not a fun bird. It's just like, it's just a bird.
No, everyone's got a fun fact. Some facts are more fun than others, sure. But every burb's got a fun fact of some kind.
I love burbs.
Me too. They're great.
Who doesn't love a bird?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the best burbs we learned after playing a couple times are all of the corvids, like the ravens and the crows. Are
smart.
Really good cards.
They're smart.
They're smart. Yeah, maybe that's why. I don't know, but they're like. There's one in particular. I forget what it's called, but it's like broken. How good it is. Although generally, I think it's a very well balanced game. Like, actually, this is something interesting that came up when Kylie and I were playing it, and we played it with other people. We found that except for one time we played with one of her friends at work, who's played it a lot and is really good at it, and where he destroyed us. Every other time we've played, the scores have been like really close. And this is the same. It's been the same with Valyria Card Kingdoms, which is another game I really like, and also a lot of times the same with Dominion, although that's not always the case. And I was like, to me, that's really cool, because that means it's a well balanced game. If like everyone can do pretty well, and Kylie was like, I guess, but also sometimes that makes it feel, and apparently this is not just her, this is like a sentiment other people have about games like this where the scores are really close, where it feels a little unsatisfying, because it can sometimes make it feel like the decisions you made throughout the game didn't matter that much, because like everyone's going to end up with a similar score anyway. But I don't know, I feel like because like in a lot of ways, especially in a game like Wingspan, where it's like really like you only have a very limited number of turns to get the actions that you want to get done. And so it's like you have to plan out a bit, and like that extra thought that some person might put in to like plan out their turns more accurately may get them those like extra 3 points to win the game or whatever. And so like your choices matter a lot because it's so close. Like you have to make all the correct choices to get those extra couple points. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I feel like with Dominion, that's not true at all, because you can really do badly. Like you can like have a really bad deck on purpose. So I don't think about that with me. I think I agree with you. I'm Team Ben on this one.
It's maybe a competitiveness thing, or also like if someone is really driven by feeling like they're getting better at a game by playing it, maybe that is kind of the feel, like maybe the sense of improvement through like repetition and practice is not there as much. If you're not like winning by more, you know, after playing it like a dozen times or whatever. I don't know.
I feel like too. Yeah, that's interesting. I guess it depends on like your competitive nature. Sometimes I don't like care. Obviously, I like to win, but like with Dominion as an example, sometimes I'll just like do something that I think might work really well or might be really terrible just because I'm gonna have a lot of fucking fun doing it, just because it's like weirder. And I even think sometimes my favorite mechanisms are the ones that add a lot of chaos to the game.
Rats.
So I think like in that way, yeah, rats are like random ones that make you like, you know, trash cards or gain cards that you didn't intend on gaining. Like I love that shit. So I don't really. So I guess it depends on like what your motivations for playing a game are.
Did you know Blue Jay is a corvid? Sorry about that motorcycle. I also have my windows open.
And you have a motorcycle.
Blue jays are.
I did not know.
Doesn't
that.
surprise me. They are smart and they're large.
That's according to one little hand-drawn chart I saw on
Well,
Google
it's
Images.
also on Wikipedia. The picture for the corvid family is the blue jay.
Oh, cool.
I have to pee.
What the fuck?
If you have 19 corvids, your deck will be corvid 19.
I was actually going to warn you guys. I forgot. I had like a full cup of coffee and an egg sandwich for breakfast, and I haven't pooped yet. So like the chances that I'm going to make it through this recording are like slim to none.
Slim to
Maybe
bun.
I'm constipated. I don't know.
Maybe I'm Maybelline.
Did you know there's a raven called the Chihuahuan Raven?
Yeah, I got that card, actually, in the last game of
so
Wingspan I played.
Is it only in Mexico? No, because you said it's only North America, right?
Mexico's in North America.
Mexico's in North America?
Yep.
It's not in Central America?
Nope. Well, Central America is part of North America. It's not a different continent. It's a part of our continent. It's not a different continent.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think there are
Isn't it
8
the
continents?
Americas? No, I
Central
just
America
don't
isn't a continent.
understand why. Is South America also?
No, it's its own continent.
So North and Central America are both North America.
Yeah.
But South America is its own separate
Yep.
continent. Well, no, I didn't know that. So
It's not intuitive in your defense.
Thank you.
It's a little stupid.
It's a little stupid.
I mean, it on a map it makes sense because it's like one big land block, and then you got like little skitty Panama that connects to South America.
Ben, I haven't played Wingspan, but do you know a game that we do play that sounds pretty similar is Oceans, where you have, but it's like fish. There's like different kinds of fish, with different abilities, and you can have more than one fish in play, but you have to feed them all every turn to make sure you can feed them all. And different ones. It's like a lot of.
It does sound similar. Yeah, it's like resource management.
It's like you have to like really think like, okay, if I add this thing, what you have to think through the entire chain reaction of like your next turn.
Yep.
And make sure you have enough resources to do everything that you want to do.
Yup. That's big Wingspan energy.
Yeah, it's fun. It is fun. And then I think there's like there's a whole other deck you can play with. It's fun. I think I would recommend it to you if you get tired of Wingspan but want to keep that energy going. Check out Oceans.
I will bring Wingspan to Thanksgiving.
Fantastic.
Thanksgiving.
And we will have Oceans, and we can play both.
Bothans.
Nice. Cool. I think also Dominic owns that game.
Mm-hmm. Yes. He does.
What, Oceans?
Because I've seen him bring it. No.
Wingspan. Yeah, Dama has Wingspan.
Yeah.
So maybe you don't have to bring it.
Well.
Check on what Dama.
Big congratulations. I don't think he listens to this, but big congratulations to Dominic and Rachel for their engagement. Very excited to see that.
Congratulations.
Looking forward to congratulating you guys in person.
Yeah.
At Thanksgiving.
Flipping shout out.
Thanks frickin' Givens. Can't wait. Also, just like
I'm excited.
I'm so excited and so stunned that this year is almost over. And I know that everyone says that every year, but I just feel like 2021, we were all just like waiting for 2021 to start and be different from 2020 for so long. And like it kind of never did. And so now here we are.
There's like 2 weeks that felt.
Yeah. We're like right in the middle of like June and July.
Yeah. I like went and saw a movie
Yeah.
in the theater. It's like, wow.
Wow. Oh my God. So we've all learned our lesson now, and I have no more expectations. I'm just trying to start a little tiny subsistence farm, and I almost said subsistence. You guys heard.
I didn't know what you were going to say. Subscription farm. Substitution farm.
So on that note, actually, should we pop into me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, good obsession by Hannah. What you got?
I also do not have a strong obsession this week. I have two small things. One is a kind of a request and one is a recommendation, I guess, or just like kind of something that I found fascinating yesterday while I was high. So, so like throughout this whole week, I've been thinking a lot about, I've mentioned before that Ian and I have there's a lot that we want to do to our yard space and like outdoor space. We have like almost an acre of land now. So we have a lot more space to consider, and we have a nice fenced in area, and a lot of it is just very open right now, or there's like some invasive plants that grew up big before we even moved in, that we want to kind of get rid of and stuff, but nothing is that easy to access right now because it's like everything is at its greenest and biggest and healthiest. We kind of just decided to let things roll through the summer and then like start thinking about what we want to like obliterate and what we might want to like do for our first few projects and where we might want to add things, remove things, etc. like for next year. And it's kind of getting to the time where we're starting to think about like building that plan so that we can make sure that if there are things that we want to do ahead of like when it starts getting snowy here, that we do them and plan for them and stuff.
Bless you.
Who was that? Kylie?
It was Kylie.
I'm going to text her.
So I was looking for like a program on the web and failing to find one that was like a landscape planning program, where I could kind of just like build a somewhat scale model of my yard and just kind of like start playing with like different types of paths and structures and plants.
It's called a fucking pen and paper, bro.
Yeah, but
and a
I
fucking
need to be able to,
ruler, dude. Come on.
I know. Oh my God. But I need to like be able to like easily change out one thing for another. And don't say it's called an eraser
It's
because
called
it's not the
pencil
same.
and an eraser, dude.
So I actually spent your character is gonna really judge me for this, but I actually spent like $100 on a software that is specifically for landscape planning.
You can spend $1 on a pencil.
So and it's fun because I actually like this software itself is like pretty old fashioned. Like the website is like a little bit like it's so old fashioned that it almost looks like a trap, but I know it's not because it has like a lot of third party positive reviews. And when I looked at the sort of videos of the things that come out of it, I'm pretty sure if you guys remember like the very first time that Ian and I started really gardening our own space, I brought Big Dreams Small Spaces as like an obsession, which is a show on Netflix. And they do like a rendering thing during the show. Like they'll come in and do the first consultation and then they'll say like, here's what the homeowner is imagining and here is Monty's suggestion, and they'll show renderings of both and like show things moving around and stuff. And I'm pretty sure that the software that they use for that is the same one that I now have, because like it looked very similar to what they did on that show.
What's it called?
Oh, it's called
Jesus Christ, Hannah.
It's called Real Time. No, who else is gonna get this? It's called Real Time Landscaper Plus 2020, and then there's also one. Yeah, there's also one that is called Real Time Landscaper Photo 2020, which comes with it. That is like you can take a picture of your house and like lay landscaping rendering stuff on top of it. So I have both of those now. I've only started playing with them. It's really...
Please drop pictures in gardening of your screenshots of this, please.
I will. I haven't even started building that. We might today, after I'm done here, we might start going out and like measuring the yard and stuff so we can like put it in accurately. But yeah, so that's one thing I've been thinking about all week. And it also supposedly, it has a lot of plants in there. I haven't found where you can do this, but supposedly you can tell it what hardiness zone you're in, and then it will like show you the plants that would be good for your yard of the plants that it has, like the ones that would actually grow. And the reason it's called real time is that you can say like, you can have it show you like what it will look like when it's first planted, or like in the first few months of growth, and then what it'll look like when the plants are mature as well.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And it looks like if you put your zone in, it will only give you options for your zone.
Yeah, I just got to figure out where to put my zone in. It is a little old fashioned.
It's called a pen and paper and a book about plants for your zone, and they're all their various life stages.
It's called
Hannah.
play and fucking sculpting a 3D model with your fucking hands, dude. God. You kids and your fucking computers.
Oh, this character.
I really like your character is gonna judge me for this.
This guy's like 30 max, but he still calls people kids.
Some people older than him, people who are 33 kids.
His name's Old James.
Old James, leave me alone, old James. I don't care what you think.
He's apparently from California, bro.
Come on. How are you gonna get in touch with your yard if you're just drawing on a computer and not with your bare fucking hands?
Yeah, you gotta get out there and get in the dirt.
It's called a stick in some dirt, dude.
It's called just bury the plants in the ground wherever.
Yeah.
Is that how you plant? You just bury the plants in the ground?
Take the whole
plant.
thing. Yeah, just bury the whole thing in the ground. So we're starting that process, and I guess what I'm interested in is, as far as recommendations, is like, so I have this software now, I'm going to start playing with it, but for people who listen to this who live near me in the world, if you have thoughts on like really good native plants for things like butterfly gardens, and this is kind of directed straight at my mother, if you have recommendations for things that are really good spreaders, in terms of like, I know that foxgloves would be probably really nice to have around the property because they just go wherever. Like, that's something my mom is really good at.
Sweet vine, great.
Nope. We have
tree of heaven.
Ground cherry.
Yeah, I would grow ground cherries. I've seen like that sweet potatoes actually have a really nice. They make for really nice ground cover. The leaves on the top. So I don't know about maybe that or something. And, you know, we have some thoughts of like what we want. Like, I know I want to plant more milkweed so that we get more monarchs, hopefully. I know that I want like a butterfly garden in general and more areas to like sit and hang out in the yard besides like the deck. But I'm interested in like thoughts on specific plants, and also like for those who are listening who have like seen the yard, like what are some things that you imagine would be nice to have around. We're thinking also about like living willow. Ian has always had a fascination with living willow fedges, which are like fence hedges that you weave together like actual living willow sticks before they green up, and then they'll leaf out, so it becomes like a nice privacy hedge. But there's not really a spot where we need that now, as much as there used to be. But you can also build structures out of them. Like you can build like what's it called? You know, like the little nice overhead structures, or you can build like domes with them.
Not a Patagonia, but a pergola.
Pergola. Yeah, like pergolas. Yeah, like build pierogies out of them.
I've never. Oh Jesus!
Hold on,
I dropped the tape.
Oh no!
Oh God!
I've never heard of living willows.
It's cool. They're
What
really
is that?
cool.
what? How does that differ from like a dead willow?
So it's like, I don't know how they produce them exactly, but they're basically like, they come to you as bundles of sticks. They look dead, but they're still like soft and pliable, and you can weave them together, and then they leaf out, and they're actually still alive.
That's very cool.
I think they probably still have roots as well, but we've never actually ordered any, so I don't know what they look like when they come. But I know when you put it together, at first it just looks like you wove together like a bunch of really long twigs. But
Petito, you can make like little houses, little hobbit holes with them.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, build a guest house.
Yeah. Yeah, you can make archways, you can make like all kinds of cool structures with them. So
Very cool.
here's like a little heart one. I know you can't see what I'm looking at. You can also make like yard decorations with them. So yeah, I'm interested in people's thoughts on all of that, and gonna start playing with that landscaping software. And then secondly, I wanted to mention a creator on TikTok that I found really interesting yesterday when I was stoned. Like I spent the entire time watching her videos. Her name is Seaweed82, and she, for some reason, she seems to me like a recent college graduate, and she went to like, I think, undergrad for communications, but studied in China, and then she did her graduate studies in Chinese, like, language and culture, and she also went to high school in China, and she has this like deep understanding of like Chinese like news and politics and history that you don't often see from like anybody on TikTok who's not in China. And so she has like a series on her channel called Chinese News Breakdown. It's like a playlist where she'll take like headlines that you've heard recently in about China in the Western media, and she'll like break down in like 10 to 12 minute like series, like what are all the kind of underlying sort of historical reasons why this decision was made by the government, and what are the likely impacts, what are the impacts that we're already seeing, like what do people in China actually think about it, and because she's still like on like all of her like Chinese social media and everything, and like her videos have this weird like quality to them, because like I said, she's just in her apartment and she's like in her 20s, but she dresses up for them without like a ton of like professional lighting or anything, and she talks like a newscaster. Like her cadence is very much like you're listening to a long form news story a lot of the time, not always, but like a lot of the time during these particular segments. But she's just like, she's kind of weird, but extremely knowledgeable and like fascinating to listen to. So
Cue for you. Have you revisited these as a sober person? I'm interested if they hold the same interest level.
No, I haven't, but I think they would, because
Not to discredit any state you're in at all. I'm just curious.
no, but I have like, I do think like I already had like kind of a fascination with China. You know, I've been there, but I didn't see very much of it while I was there. I was there for 2 weeks, and I spent a lot of it in a car, just traveling from like factory to factory and stuff. And so TikTok has picked up on this. So I have gotten other videos about China since I've been on TikTok, and one of them was like a guy who lives in China, who was going in and visiting like different, like, I don't know. It's just like China's fascinating, because this is something I learned from Seaweed82 yesterday. And I knew it to an extent, but like there was like almost no urbanization happening in China until the late 80s or early 90s. So like imagine if the US was like almost entirely people living on farms until like around the time we were born, Erin. And like that's basically what China did. So they you know have this reputation for like building things so quickly, and that's because like they had to keep up with like how quickly their population was urbanizing. But in the same breath, and I think this is interesting because it kind of shows like what the interplay with capitalism did to Chinese society. China, the government in China was also like really encouraging people who were living in rural areas to move to cities, specifically because you're a better consumer if you live in a city. When you're living out in a very rural area, you're not really needing to buy much. You're self-sustaining in a lot of ways, and a lot of it is because you need to be, right? And that's true here too. People who live in rural areas just need to be a little more, or sometimes a lot more, self-sufficient. And so they were encouraging like Chinese citizens to move to cities in order to get more producers to up their domestic consumption of like all the stuff that they were making, because they needed to diversify, because they were relying too heavily on exports for their their GDP, basically. Like they needed to make sure that they had like a stable consumer base in their country, and so they had to get people to be better consumers in order to have that. So
Ew.
Yeah, so that felt a little bit icky, but it is just like kind of fascinating. Like it's such an interesting case, and I feel like a lot of what we get in from the news here is just like so non-specific, and that's not only a China thing. It's not domestic news, so they're not going to go as in depth. So it's just nice to like be able to hear it from the perspective of someone who is able to like read and watch and consume like domestic news and domestic like popular opinion in Chinese from Chinese people, So I think it would stand up to soberness.
I have a cue.
So go and get...
What makes you think that she's in her early 20s and that 82 is not a birth year?
I don't know. It just seems like, I don't know. I didn't say early 20s. I said she's in her 20s.
You said... I feel like she could be in her 30s.
I think you said you felt like she just graduated from college.
Yeah, but grad school.
Oh.
Because she did a graduate degree, so... She could be. I don't know. She could easily be older than me. I just feel like I don't know, because her content recently switched from... I made a lot of assumptions that might not have been good, and I will blame this on the marijuana. But like,
How convenient.
But I don't know, because she was using this TikTok like kind of mostly as a personal, from what I could see, and it's kind of hard to see, to get the gist from people's from TikTok. But like, it seemed like this was a recent thing for her to do these like news style videos, right? And so it feels to me like she's trying to sort of build up a portfolio of being able to do this type of thing in order to try to like make inroads out like beyond social media. And that feels to me like something that you would do as like a plan to pursue when you're recently graduated from whatever education thing you were in. But who knows? Like, that's not probably...
I feel like the 82 is probably her birth year, dude.
My dude.
Which would put her older than us.
It could be.
About 6 years.
Well, either way, I think you should check her out if you have an interest in that sort of stuff. And we have personal interests in China now. We have family there, so like I just think it's interesting to keep up with it in that respect as well. But yeah, so check her out if you feel like it. I followed her because I want to see what more she has to say. So
cool.
Dope.
All right, let's do homework.
Me?
Erin, what's your homework?
Me? My homework is to... My computer's going nuts because I'm trying to look at TikTok. My homework is to check out Loose on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube. It's spelled L-U-Z, but pronounced loose, like goose.
Loose.
And yeah, we love her music. Let's keep listening to it.
Let's keep listening to it.
That's all I got.
Cool. Baby Ben.
My homework is to play Wingspan, the Burb game. And my Twitter is nicely proved Ben. My Twitch is Disco Greg.
Nicely proved Ben.
Bye.
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 My
Bye.
is, tell me about plants if you feel like it, and also cool resources to look at plant stuff, and also check out Seaweed 82. Seaweed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. On TikTok. I don't think she has other...
Please?
I would like her to make a YouTube channel. My homework for Seaweed 82 is make a YouTube channel.
Make your YouTube. Hannah, please please post screenshots of your landscaping software when you have some stuff in there. I really want to see it. Thank you.
Definitely will. Cool. Okay, so for our podcast, if you want to call us and tell us your obsession, tell us about your favorite plants, tell us what you couldn't stop hyperfixating on when you were high the last time, you can do that at...
Tell us if you want to eat paintballs.
Tell us if you want to eat paintballs. Maybe we should post that video to make it easier for everybody to assess whether or not they want to eat paintballs. Hold on, please. I'm going to paste that so I don't forget. Cool. That is not right. Folks, it's not correct. Sorry, hold on, please, a little longer.
Oh my gosh, I have a up front.
What?
Wassamanu starts on Tuesday.
Oh yeah, it does. But I'm a cheerleader.
Yeah, we talk about Wassamanu episode 57. Spider Don't.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yes, excited about that. So we'll be like in it by the next time we record. Ugh, this fucking year.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, call us. I said the number. You can tell us if you want e-PayPals. I didn't say the number.
You didn't say the number.
Okay, 774-326-0420.
Blaze it.
Blaze it.
Blaze it. I don't think I said I'm at Anthropology on Twitter and Instagram. We are at WayTooBroad on Twitter. We're at WayTooBroad on Instagram. I'm at Hannah and her cats on TikTok. It's all jumbled together. Erin, you streamed this week, so I'm going to say that you could watch Erin on twitch.tv/ErinBernog, ErinBernog, if you would like. And you can email us at WayTooBroad@gmail.com with links to all your favorite garden planning tools. You can, if you missed anything, if you want links to all the stuff I said there were links to in the description and all that stuff, you can find all of that and much more at our website, WayTooBroad.com or WayTooBod.com or NameYourselfJame.com for anything you want. My headphones are falling off. EarnBen.com for anything you need. MaxFun.org for a cute dog on a boat. Don't forget to check out Eamon's music on AEMYN.bandcamp.com. They're wonderful. And please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening. I did it again. And that's it.
Oops, I did it again.
So the podcast candle, which I did light this week.
I light one too.
Sweet. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready. Okay. It's hot.
The podcast candle is now extinguished. Oh.
Bye.
Oh no. Goodbye. You burned off your fingerprint. Quick, go do a crime.
Bye.